The New York Jets select Sauce
Yes!
Gardner.
Holy shit!
The New York Jets select Garrett Wilson.
Ooh,
Let's go!
Wow, okay.
Let's go!
The New York Jets select Jermaine
Yes!
Johnson.
Yes! Yes! Oh, let's go!
The New York Jets won night one of the NFL draft. Let's freaking talk about it. Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary, back with another video. We're going to recap night one of the NFL draft. Before we get started today, I just wanted to mention that you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the Just Jets podcast. And of course, you got the Matt O'Leary NY Patreon. Check it out for bonus New York Jets content, player cards on all the draft picks coming soon. So the NFL draft started very strangely for me for the New York Jets and really just overall in general. First, Trayvon Walker went number one overall over Aiden Hutchinson, which I just thought was very, very bizarre. But let's fast forward to what matters. The New York Jets on the clock at pick 4. The first 3 picks were Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson, and Derek Stingley. So at pick 4, you had guys like Sauce Gardner, you had Kayvon Thibodeau, you had Ike Ekwonu. Now, based on every single thing that we have heard from Joe Douglas, Robert Saleh, and Jeff Ulbrich, my thought was that they were going to go edge rusher. I thought, okay, Kayvon Thibodeau, maybe they don't like Kayvon Thibodeau. Maybe they go Jermaine Johnson at that point, or outside chance they go offensive line. Still have Mekhi Becton, George Fant. That's a problem you can figure out later, but my guess was it was going to be a pick in the trenches. It was not. It was Sauce Gardner. And you know what? At the time, a little bit disappointed because I was looking at this and saying, okay, the Jets still desperately they took Sauce at 4, fine, but you still desperately need an edge rusher and you still desperately need a wide receiver. And I was a little bit uncomfortable waiting around to pick 35 for either of those two positions. But with Sauce Gardner, let's focus on the positive there because it turned into an absolutely downright phenomenal night for the New York Jets and for Joe Douglas. You could not have asked for a better round one if you're the New York Jets. But let's talk about the positive with Sauce Gardner. For me, my cornerback 1. I liked him better than Derek Stingley, who went 3rd overall. And the reason behind it was Derek Stingley, while really good in 2019, injuries completely derailed his 2020 and 2021 season. Sauce Gardner did not allow a single touchdown in his collegiate career at Cincinnati. Insane, just insane. And when you add him to a cornerback room that already has DJ Reed, you have Michael Carter II, you have Bryce Hall, you have Brandon Echols, that is going to significantly help out your defense. And again, it was never about at pick number 4 that I didn't like Sauce Gardner or I didn't think Sauce Gardner was good. It was, okay, I would rather the Jets prioritize edge. They waited on edge, and boy, did that work out. And we'll get to that in a second. But Sauce Gardner was the pick at 4. He was the favorite pretty much all day, earlier in the day. Well, actually, I guess we should go back to last night. Aiden Hutchinson was a favorite to go 4th overall. Then earlier today, or I guess yesterday, because I'm recording this after midnight on Friday, just a long, long night, which is, I don't care, and an absolute blast. It was so much fun. But Sauce Gardner was the favorite, and Robert Saleh was absolutely amped up to add him to his defense. And you could see why. This guy is going to come in. He's going to start from day one. Obviously, he's a 4th overall pick. And my guess is he's going to be very, very good. Sauce Gardner is going to add significant value to this Jets defense. And when you look at all the wide receivers and all the quarterbacks that are not only in this division, but in the conference and in the league, it's going to matter. But I'm not going to lie to you. I was worried about the edge rusher position. At pick number 10, I was so happy that they went wide receiver. I really, really was. The Jets, there was one wide receiver off the board. Drake London went to the Atlanta Falcons at pick 8. But at pick number 10, the Jets decided to go with Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State, who was probably my wide receiver 1. So you have cornerback 1 and wide receiver 1 at picks 4 and pick 10. Tremendous. Just awesome stuff. He is an elite level route runner. He has phenomenal speed. And yeah, they didn't have the opportunity to take Drake London, who would have been the red zone threat and, someone who could go up and get the ball for Zach Wilson. But with at least like Jameson Williams was the topic of conversation, I think, most recently for the Jets. And while I like Jameson Williams and his speed and the deep threat ability that he has, he's injured. So his floor is lower than a guy like Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, I think, could come in right away and be extremely productive for this Jets team. And now your starting trio at wide receiver is Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Corey Davis, with Braxton Berrios, with Denzel Mims. If you get anything out of him, who knows? And maybe they add a veteran later on, which I love it. I think you absolutely have to come out of this draft with a wide receiver in the first round. And then we saw right after that, the run on wide receivers. You had the Saints trade up for Chris Olave. You had a guy, and Traylon Burks was off the board. Jahan Dotson came off the board early. There were tons of wide receivers who went early in this draft. And Jameson Williams obviously went early. Detroit traded up and wanted to draft him. So I really think that it was a good thing that the Jets drafted wide receiver today and didn't wait around to pick 35, which they eventually traded up for an edge rusher we'll get to in a second. But I know there was a lot of conversation about going wide receiver at 10, and there wasn't good value, and the Jets should wait until the second round, and good receivers fall to the second round all the time, which I understand those things. But for your young quarterback, second-year quarterback, I almost said rookie, but a young quarterback, you're able to land a wide receiver who, in my opinion, has the highest floor in this draft class. 2 for 2 so far. Then the Jets get aggressive. They see 2 edge rushers falling, Jermaine Johnson and George Karlaftis. Now, I like George Karlaftis a little bit better, but I absolutely see the upside with Jermaine Johnson. He was my edge 4. George Karlaftis was my edge 3, but at pick number 26, the Jets decided to, hey, we're going to trade up with the Tennessee Titans, who decided to move back. There was a lot of movement in the second half of this draft. So the Tennessee Titans traded pick 26 and 101, which is a late third-round pick, and the Jets gave up pick 35, second-rounder, pick 69, third-rounder, and pick 163. So essentially, the Jets gave up their second-round pick, one of their second-round picks. They have another one. It's okay. They're still going to have another second-round pick. They moved back from 69 to 101. So obviously you're moving back a little bit, which is okay. And then on top of that, you gave up a late 5th-round pick. I am more than okay with this for going up and getting who the Jets got. They got Jermaine Johnson at pick number 26. This is someone who was rumored to be going to the Jets at pick number 4. This is someone who everyone, when the Jets were sitting on the clock at pick 10, most people were saying, okay, you know what? It worked out. I thought the Jets should have went edge at pick 4. They went with Sauce Gardner. That's fine. You can get your edge now. They didn't. They went wide receiver, and instead they waited, and at pick 26 got someone who probably should have went in the top 10. That is unreal. And Joe Douglas today, after the Jets were done, went and talked to the media, and he said all 3 of these guys, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson, were all in the top 8 of their big board. That's a home run, no matter how you slice it. I was not someone who said that the Jets should go cornerback at pick number 4. I didn't think they would. Again, based on everything that we've seen from the New York Jets and this staff, I did not in a million years think they were going to prioritize the cornerback position before that they would go either offensive line or edge rusher. Well, they addressed corner with the best cornerback in this class, according to me, in my opinion, the best wide receiver in this class at pick number 10, and my 4th favorite edge rusher at pick number 26. That's great value. And now heading into day 2, yeah, you still need linebacker help, and you still need safety help, but there are a ton of guys available at the top of the second round. A ton of guys available. Nakobe Dean is someone that you could absolutely consider taking. Jaquan Brisker at safety is absolutely you can consider taking at pick number 38. Maybe depending on how the board falls, you trade back. Maybe the Jets decide to trade up from 101. They had a ton of picks, and the Jets got aggressive, and they picked 3 times in the first round. And I think they swung big on all 3 first-round picks. And you know what? I think Joe Douglas hit a home run. I am thrilled with what he did in the first round, and I would not have thought that early in the night when Sauce Gardner was the pick. He was my least reaction out of the 3. You can go back and watch my reactions to each and every one of those picks. We clipped them. Shout out to my sister who actually clipped them. Tomorrow my girlfriend's going to be clipping them. I don't know if we're going to clip day 3 picks, but Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson. That's an unbelievable haul. No matter how you slice it, put your Jet bias aside. Even people who aren't Jet fans tonight are saying that the Jets had a great draft. And you know what? I'll take off my Jets bias hat for a second. I thought the New York Giants had a phenomenal draft. They came away with Kayvon Thibodeau and Evan Neal at picks 5 and 7. I thought the Philadelphia Eagles were phenomenal. They got a big body dude in Jordan Davis, and they traded for A.J. Brown. That's going to be a home run for them. I thought the Ravens had a really good draft moving back and getting some key pieces. You had Kyle Hamilton fall in their lap. They traded Hollywood Brown, but they were still able to do some significant things for that team. They drafted Tyler Linderbaum later. I really, really like what they did too. But the Jets stole the show today. It's okay. You're allowed to be positive about this team. I know they haven't played well in a very, very long time, but tonight was a great night for Joe Douglas, and guess what? It's going to get even better. So tomorrow, or today, I guess, whenever you're watching this, on Friday, we'll be live streaming again. We had over 27,000 people hang out with us in the live stream for Monday. Insane numbers. I can't wait for round 2. I can't wait for round 3, and I can't wait for day 3, rounds 4 to 7 on Saturday. That's going to do it for me. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new. I'll talk to you next time.